What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TOSHI today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 26th of May today. Here we are with how much time left in the day? 8 hours. 8 hours, 12 minutes left in the day. We're up about 5.9%. That's nice to see. We did have a little sell-off, right, with the rest of the markets over the night there, or over the beginning of the day, I should say. From a low to a high, you pulled right back to your 382. I don't care what time frame you're on, whether you're on the 1 hour, the weekly, however big or small this move looks. But if you ever see something that looks like this, nice pronounced move up, you pull back in a nice kind of tight fashion like this, and you're finding support at your 382, that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. You're probably going to continue. I would expect by the end of today, you guys, TOSHI is well above 3073. I would expect, let's see, I mean, how high would that be if this is a bull flag? And I think that it is a bull flag. Let's see. I'm not going to measure from the low here. We're going to measure from this point to that point because I think that's where the bull flag started. Put it at the low of the flag here. That puts you all the way up at 3078, which implies that maybe by the end of today, because if we got 8 hours left, I wouldn't, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. I mean, it could happen. By the end of today, guys, we should be up another 10 to 11%. That's nice. That's not bad. That's good. Yeah, nothing too crazy, right? And with TOSHI, the only thing that I'd say is if I was wrong, I might be wrong to the upside. Maybe it only outperforms my expectations, right? If we're looking at this here on a 1 hour time frame, which we are on the RSI here, you were in a nice downtrend being held down by the 50, right? You can tell whenever you're living below the 50 in the RSI, predominantly living below the 50, that was when the bad times, this is the dark ages right here, you guys. Now we're getting above the 50. We're finding support on the 50 where we found resistance before. The golden age has come. We're just at the beginning of it, right? It's going to be phenomenal, and we're going to continue to move higher. If we do go up to that area, what was it? This area here, the measure move at 3079, essentially, that does take us right to this prior area of resistance here. So it would make sense to find some resistance right where you found prior resistance, but I would expect that our interaction with it's going to be a little bit different, right? We're not going to move up here and then reject down. We're probably going to move up here and consolidate and then continue to move up, right? That's probably what's going to happen. Much like we did here. Maybe it's more sideways. Maybe it's pointed downwards like this, but one way or another, we're going to be moving up afterwards. So I do think, and I do like where we are in the RSI. I like where we are in the price. Bouncing off the 50 is one thing. Getting lower lows in the RSI with higher lows in the price is another thing. I mean, it's just very, very bullish behavior. I love it. I love it. It looks good. 4 hour time frame here. And I would expect, too, it really wouldn't surprise me if we actually even went above, like I said, if we were to do something out of the expectations, it would be to the upside. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we did go a little bit higher, push through to 308, and then we find support at this area that we're expecting to find resistance on. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened either. So if TOSHI's more bullish than expected, don't get too much FOMO, okay? Dial it back a little bit, but it might be time to get excited, right? It's a good time to get excited. TOSHI is, it's been consolidating in this lower area now for a few days, not for too long, for about like 11 days now. And we're ready to break out. I think that we are ready to break out, right? This right here, this attempt was an attempt at a lower low. You rejected that hard. So I think that this right now, what we're seeing is the beginning of that next phase up. We look at the 4 hour time frame here, the 4 hour RSI. We're kind of neutral, right? Not getting overbought, not really getting oversold. I suppose there's more of a bearish tilt to it right now, but overall more bullish, especially right where you are here. I would expect that we probably get overbought on the 4 hour RSI with this next move, and with that too, coinciding with the idea of moving up, it really does agree with the notion that maybe we don't stop here. Maybe we do pierce through a little bit higher. Maybe we see a bit more of a bullish move that I'm calling for from a high to a low. Yeah, I mean maybe honestly, and I don't know about by the end of the day, but maybe by the end of this move, which could be sometime in early tomorrow, maybe we're all the way up at 3083 instead, which that's the golden ratio. Maybe we don't stop at the 0.5 and we go all the way up here. That could happen. A lot of cryptos that have been doing this lately where they consolidate around their 236, typically this kind of behavior, I would expect that you stop somewhere in this zone. But generally, since like April 7th, I've noticed, or maybe not since April 7th, since like the end of April, I've noticed cryptos that do this, they actually rip all the way up to their golden ratio. So that's kind of the trend right now. So it wouldn't surprise me if we were at 30832. I guess somewhere between 30832 and 3079, that's where I would expect us to go by the end of today, within like the first 4 hours of the next day, sometime in a very, very short amount of time. That's the expectation there. 4 hour RSI looks good. Looks like it's probably going to get into the overbought zone. The 1 hour RSI is going to get into the overbought zone as well. And with that, we're going to see some continuation of this, validating this as a low and also validating the notion that we're ready to break out of this zone here. If we zoom out more, we look at the daily time frame. If we're breaking out of this zone, what is this? This looks like a giant bull flag. That's what it looks like. It looks like a bull flag. Yes, no, whatever you say, I think that it's a bull flag, man. From a low to a high there, putting it at that low, the measure move of this bull flag, which we will be breaking out of probably within the next 24 hours, probably within the next 12 hours, we'll be breaking out of it, will take us all the way up to 0019, all the way up to our all-time high area, right? And not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I would expect that we find some turbulence here. I do not expect that we're just going to break through that in one fell swoop. It'd be nice if we did, but probably not. We'll probably hit this area, our all-time high area, our measure move area. We'll find some consolidation. We'll move sideways a little bit, and then we'll break out to our new all-time highs, right? We'll show different behavior, right? Charts, speculators, investors, traders, they like to, that's all the same thing. Speculators, you're a trader, you're an investor, that's the same thing. They like to see conviction. They like to see evidence that something different's going to happen. If you're going to buy here, and nobody wants to buy at the all-time highs, but there will be people who buy here if they have enough reason to believe that this thing is going to see new all-time highs. You know what I mean? Because if you see new all-time highs, you're not just going to see a slightly new all-time high. You're going to break out. You're going to go forward. So there is a specific type of trader or speculator called breakout traders, and they look for moments like this, but they have to be wooed. You have to woo them. There's also another type of trader and investor called FOMO, retail, dumb money, right? And they will also be wooed once the price sees new all-time highs. So woo them. Don't reject, show different behavior. Different behavior begets different results after all. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. But we probably do find turbulence there. I would expect kind of like this, right? This kind of turbulence, just like this. I think that's exactly what we're going to see up here. And then second half of June, we're going to be moving up higher. But maybe by the end of this month, you guys, maybe by the end of this month, TOSHI will make another 160% of a move to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. Honestly, I think that's a pretty safe expectation right now. And if it's not by the end of the month, I would think sometime in early June, very, very early June. And then yes, we'll spend a good bit of early June probably consolidating. When it comes to moving higher, and let's just see real quick too. Hold on. Let me just see here. Load high, put it right there. It's right by the 886, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be bullish, man. That's going to be some bullish configuration right there. Whenever it does come time to moving higher, my expectation would be that we see at a minimum 0044, at a maximum 1 cent, and it is possible, TOSHI, you could see higher prices. We'll see how you do. I will throw 2 to 2.6 cents is a possibility, but it would be a probability if you exceed my expectations of this move. If instead of stopping here, if we just rip all the way up to new all-time highs, if that happens, if something like this happens, there's a very strong possibility that we go up to this area, okay? It's something to consider, but I'm not considering it heavily because from a low all the way up there, that would make this move about a 100x. And there are plenty of cryptos that will see a 100x from their April 7th lows to where they go. And was this April 7th? Yeah, from April 7th lows all the way up by the end of June, early July, by the end of this next phase in the bull market. There will be plenty of cryptos that do see this. The ones that see a 100x or more are likely going to be meme coins. And TOSHI's a meme coin. It fits the bill. But it's a high cap meme coin. So that's still asking for a lot, right? It's a low cap coin as far as cryptos go, but it's a high cap meme coin. So I'm not counting on this. But crazy things happen in the crypto markets, especially in the meme coin markets. So to not consider this at least, I think would be wrong. Okay, I'm not expecting it. I would not bet that we see 2 to 2.6 cents. I wouldn't put money on that, but I would not bet against it because this is crypto, this is meme coins, and crazy shit can happen. And again, we would know better that this is going to happen depending on how we interact with this all-time high level. If we just blast right through it, okay, this is coming online. If we find resistance here, still something to consider, but maybe don't rely on it as heavily, right? But regardless, I personally don't expect that we're going to stop at the 1272. The 1272, and that gives you an overall 21x move from the low, which is nice. Don't get me wrong, that's impressive in itself. From here, that's about a 6x. It's possible. You could stop there. The average expectation for the average crypto from their current prices by the end of June, early July, the expectation would be to do like a 3 to a 4x move. So for TOSHI to do a 6x move, that's still above average. I could see that happening. You could stop at 0044, but I don't think that you do. I would think that at a minimum, you would stop probably just above this 1414. It's very, very common to not just interact with the 1414, hit it, and then stop right at it. It's very common to actually go a little bit above it. And just above it is that James Bond number 007, which is what I think we're going to see. I think that we're going to go to 007, somewhere around there. That's where we'll probably find resistance. And from the current price, that's a 10x. That's a 10x, man. What's crazy is, especially with what we've talked about recently, like since I still have April 7th, early April, late March brain, where I'm talking about all these predictions. Back here, we were talking about how this thing had, like 17x potential, 20x potential. I hear 10x and I'm like, so what? Who cares? But 10x is great, especially in like 6 weeks. 10x is great. 10x is fine, and we might stop there. If not, 1 cent, nice psychological resistance area that would provide a 14x from here. But just because 1 cent sounds nice, just because it's at the golden ratio, just because 14.5x sounds nicer than a 10x, doesn't mean it has to happen. Okay, so don't get your hopes too high. Don't expect anything. Wait and see. Let's react to the markets as it happens. But these, and I shouldn't say don't expect anything. These are the expectations that we have, but just don't rely on them too heavily. Be open to being fluid and changing your perspective at any given point in time. You never know whenever some crazy stuff can happen to the upside or to the downside. But being here at 307 now, I really am confident in a 10x overall. I am confident that we're going to move up throughout the rest of the day, and going into tomorrow and the rest of this month, it's going to be phenomenal. So I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. It helps the channel grow, helps put a smile on my face. It might even put a smile on your face if you click it. You might find yourself, whoo, I liked that. I'm going to go through and like all of C-Zar's videos now. Oh man, if only. No, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Thank you all for being here. Bye-bye.